Yeah, I have absolutely loved the whole Roost, and it's been phenomenal and really fun. I'm really glad to be here today. As some of you know, I've been having a little difficulty. As Dino likes to put it, I'm sort of on performance-enhancing drugs right now. I've been just finishing the treatment of steroids for MS. So we'll see how it goes. I have a poem I really care about. It's actually from a series called Dream Kinematics, and it's based partially on learning a new language. It's called Incommunicado, and it's just one whopper of a poem, and I hope you enjoy. Let's see if I can do this. Incommunicado. 1. I know nothing. Already I mourn, picture mystery, ribs spread and gutted, with tables and chairs and soap operas extracted and dropped into sterile metallic pans. Yes, I will get you a glass of water. No, the rain is not coming. I'm sorry your girlfriend broke up with you one word at a time. Understanding is overrated, dissection inevitable. I want to hear the first fig I put in my mouth. I want to be bowled over. 2. I want to put another fig in my mouth. Already I mourn. Give me the next one, and a grape or a telescope. I desire the objects and I desire the verbs. I know nothing. I want to learn to knit. Say thank you. Understand when you ask if anyone is sitting there before you take the chair to another table. Yes, even that. I want to eat all of it one word at a time. Lick the bowl clean, then press it over one ear and listen. 3. The bowl is so big it escapes the still life on the table. Fruit and mopeds spill over the frame. I can't lift it, so I ask a deaf man if he might have the time, pointing to my wrist, to shatter it. I gesticulate wildly. Give me one shard, or let me get down on my knees and find it. Crunch of ceramic and metal under shins, squish of mango, goo and more goo, a little blood, all for the word meaning milk or tree or carnival. He complies. The sky lights up with a crack and then goes dark again. I'm on hands and knees. 4. On my hands and knees I find God at the concert, or the woman seated in front of me must think so and talks of her gallbladder. Her plea is a refrain that repeats too many times. I can't help her. Everyone is my mother. The chorus sings, comb your hair, and then begins to scat. In my bones, I recognize the half-assed escape attempt and am not moved. I want the cadence of the mundane, a food fight at El Commodore turning on a flung bean into a discussion of irrigation. 5. My ear canals are flooded with admonitions. Old dogs bark from their grass beds on the ditch bank. Abandoned vehicles float by. My mother is trying to reach me by cell, but I won't answer. She speaks English and German. I could communicate, but I want other adjectives than fluent or kaput. Try arcane. Try kaleidoscopic. Try cantina. I am wanting a glass of water. My tongue in my mouth lolls. Doubt has formed a small cradle of apathy. Saliva evades me. My vocal cords shrivel up. Today I will have none of it. 6. How do you say memory? A house at the end of a lane separated from a wheat field by a thin spread of pines. A beach where you mistook a small jellyfish for a stone and picked it up. A mother's arms, a wooden rocking horse. I will have none of it. Or rather, I will transform it. I will translate prattle in one language into prattle in another. Sentimentality will shrivel up adjectives. Innocence or lack of past tense will bring home, fish, humorous and equine into the present. Call it mindfulness. Call it eternity. Call it transitory. 7. The past sounds better, broken up into small pieces and dipped in another language. How do you say, why not? Memory is a build-your-own mystery, a collage of words that resemble experiences. Do mother's arms hold the weight of a baby while falling down a flight of stairs? Doubtful. Touch the plastered wall. Touch the groove in the last step. Touch the fear sweat, the bruise. Language is not tender. Language is not nostalgic. Language is ink or air. ear or eye. Life is the bowl in the act of being broken. Life is what happens between words. 8. Life is language. I go barefoot after thinking, take off shoes and wade. Or some days, shoes precede language, but realizations quickly follow. Wet, cold, rocks, sharp. We are hapless without words, infantile, mouths on the verge of meaningful articulation. What is this? Point at the object, compulsion to name. Ow, 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 ow. Articulation on the verge of meaning, not dead yet. Soon enough will come the great stammer and another person's eulogy. Meanwhile, don't forget babbling or brook. 9. My tongue branches off. Already I go to cattle auctions and poetry slams to learn how not to speak. Pacing is everything. Think hammer and eggshells. Think racetrack. Think anvil. Watch films with the volume off. Grammar and vocabulary get you nowhere. Tongue-tied is the beginning of untethered. Flail, flounder, swim. Not all tributaries have been mapped, and this is where the soap opera sucks you in. The accent will be on the character you have yet to express. 10. I didn't drop the bowl yet. I'm just lazy. Work is a word to know in every language if you have aspirations to get the dish. I know this one. Picked it up from small talk at the truck stop, plucked it and held it in the palm of my hand, hot from earlier sun. The grind begins at dawn and ends in another country. Sometimes you don't get paid for cleaning out the airplane hangar because the boss wants to sleep with you. A person wants more. Right now, I am the perfect eavesdropper. I know nothing. Already I mourn what I missed and what I didn't. 11. I hack up the fig into small pieces. They fit on the tip of a needle, which makes the process of learning to say, when is the train coming, fast. A subcutaneous hypodermic syringe and a straight plunge into the fat of my hip. One pang. I'd like it like that, and so what if language has to involve the lymph nodes, that map of drainage canals? Fluid is something to aspire to. Language is one of those viral platitudes that makes you thirsty, as if you had a fever or infection. Yes, I would like a glass of water. See, I have had x-rays of my mouth, and there were other grammars inside. 12. There are words I will abandon, words I've outgrown. Princess, slug, sandbox, tantrum. Why? Because I am not 5. Because I can accept fate, or better yet, make up some linguistic utopia I can abide. No measly allowance, no diesel fumes, no finger painting or curfews or number 2, because I get to be the puppeteer. Selective diction. This time Dick won't run. Give me Kareen, and no plug will be stuffed into my mouth between syllables. Jane will always reach the pinnacle. Later will come the whole shebang, but words will accrue like clang and gong, words to crowd other words off the page. 13. I climb into the bowl, immerse myself. You knew eventually to come to this when you first saw me throw the book against the wall. If you missed that part, I raised my arm and flung it hard. Never have I yet succeeded in doing more than bending a few pages. I tried for origami cranes. I tried for grackles. I tried for typewriters. Frustration doesn't give rise to much. Mine peters out and is replaced with a desire for new wallpaper. But first, a bath, or baptism, or just nakedness. I don't know the word for blouse, or bra, or panties. I am unscathed and ready for many new encounters. 14. I know nothing. Already I'm done mourning. Everything imposes church bells on birdsong. I die. My bones are laid out in the proper order with a pleasant amount of space between them and other people. I am through with talking. Or rather, I haven't started yet with the goods, morning, evening, steeple, night. This is what it means to give up one language for another. Giant befuddlement. Death would be a coherent sentence. Appropriate use of breath. This, though, is hot air through a keyhole before the gangly reburgeoning. I peer and can see. Just another table and chair and book. 15 and bougainvillea. My eyes are bereft of this experience all poets need to get into the literary journals. My ears turn red as clusters of blossoms I've never seen. Shake me once and I'll drop petals. Blush. Beyond the words is experience. At least sometimes the moped ride is more than wind on the face of the text. Sometimes it's a rendezvous with a bowl of fruit and a Coca-Cola on a table at the end of a lane you've never been down. Maybe you dreamt it, or maybe not. All this is crockery, the dear hopefulness for an encounter words might bring forth and make manifest. I hate being wistful. 16. I become the still life, woman stooped over a desk, piles of books spread out, holding the kinesthetic world one squirming word at a time to lamplight. Hammock, monkey, orange, tirade, string, beetle, fog, each word consorting with another cacophony, all the while the mother tongue pouting. I know how to do that too, and look what I can do. Yes and no. Honey, I will turn my back on you just for a time and space. Today at my desk I am unpacking my gray matter for a trip I can't explain adequately in this culture. I have a fetish for the potential miscommunication and mishaps that precipitate insight. 17. Turn off the light and I'll confess this is a striptease. I'm letting my English fall to the floor in carefully choreographed heaps, va-va-voom. Call it an itch, call it an urge, call it pressing. I want to rekindle my affair by embracing words I didn't learn from family members. Hanker, crave, fancy. I yearn for my brain to wrap around a new love, or a few loves, or a not quite arbitrary love. The heat of language presses against my skin. Everything is sultry. Thank you.